Hey folks, how y'all doing? Trail Addiction Live here. I got Corey Brewer on, and we are gonna talk about some events at the Loop 2. I'd like to thank you all for following. We had a good time, always. I have had to change my software a little bit, so if any little hiccups tonight, that is why. But what I'm gonna do now is bring up Mr. Corey Brewer, and we are going to talk about all the events coming up. It's going to be a huge year for the Loop 2, and he has events. I have events along with Cody Wayne, and there are many others, so we're going to talk about them. All right. Corey, what's up, brother?
Cody, how we doing, brother?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, out here in North Carolina, I'm working my life away. So,
Out in North Carolina? What
yes,
the
sir.
heck, man?
Out here doing hurricane cleanup. So,
Oh, yeah.
trying to do our part, but
Yeah.
still trying to keep up on current events. Still trying to support the home team. You know, nothing but love for Missy and Harden in the Loop too. So,
Well, that's the way we are, right?
correct.
You and I have supported the Loop from day one.
I came in a little after day one, but definitely fell in love as soon as I showed up. So,
Yeah, yeah. What I'm trying to do right now is trying to share this live stream
okay.
to the Loop too. So give me just a second. Tell me about what's coming up. What are the events that you know about that are
Oh
coming
man.
up right now?
So 2025 is actually going to be one of the biggest years for the Loop 2 and events going on. Um, we have a star-studded lineup all the way from Young Jet Full Throttle and his Jetapalooza coming up actually this next weekend, all the way down to ending in September with a few, and there will be other events after that because, we still have to plan the New Year's bash, the Halloween party, and all that. But um, at the end of the year, happy to say we actually have JT and his crew with Ride for a Reason coming in September. And then we're lucky enough to actually have Susan and her crew coming back this year in September for Jeep Invasion 2025. But
Oh wow.
between Jetapalooza and Jeep Invasion in between, we actually have the Freedom Rally, which is between myself and Slap Nasty Entertainment.
Awesome.
We'll have 20 different music artists. We're actually doing a knockout race, drag race, two separate classes, turbo, non-turbo, and barrel races. Uh, this event is a little different because Slap Nasty rented the park, so it's not your usual typical loop
For sure.
event, but it's going to be one of them that you don't want to miss because of the prize money set up for the knockout race. And what makes it unique is the more people that show up, the higher the payouts go for the knockout race. And it's the first time that I know of that a knockout race will be held on a Sunday instead of a Saturday because we're trying to allow as many people to show up for it as we can to be able to pay out to the racers higher.
Sure.
Right now, we're starting out at 10,000 for first, 3,500 for second, and 15 for third. I think it is.
Okay.
So, but following the Freedom Rally, we have the king of the knockouts, which is yours and Cody Ayers, John Whaley, Whiskey Biz, coming up in June.
Yeah.
Which that one is going to be a phenomenal one. If it's any indicator, last year in Troy, John Whaley, Bryce. They did the team knockout race up there, which was a phenomenal event and a hell of a show.
Well, it's going to be a lot different than that event.
Well, I know it's not going to be a team one, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, when them two get involved, it gets really creative and really fun.
Yeah, they are very creative. But the first one we have here is the Jet Full Throttle event, and that is coming up this following weekend. We
Yes.
are super excited about that.
The thing with Jet Full Throttle event that I love the most is it is actually all aimed and targeted towards the kids' safety,
Exactly.
the next generation of off-roaders and racers.
It sure is.
So,
And I tell you what, Jet, he raced in King of the Hammers.
yeah.
What did he get? What did he get? Fourth?
I
I think he got fourth.
think
But
so.
But I tell you what, that is crazy for anybody in this industry, especially as a kid like Jet Full Throttle, to go out there and do that. But he is also racing Ultra 4 also.
He actually just ran his first Ultra 4 race.
And he won.
And then turned around and left that event and went to River Run and ran in it and placed in one in that also. So
he's an amazing young man. I'll tell you that.
I mean, Jet all the way around is a phenomenal driver. He's coachable. He takes advice. He's a very humble young man. Jared and Pam have done an excellent job with raising a young gentleman.
Yes.
He doesn't allow anything to blow his head up, make it bigger. He's
No.
always looking for advice. He's always taking the time to stop. Whenever there's kids around, like, he definitely enjoys talking to them about it.
Yeah,
The
he
neat
goes up
thing,
and greets everybody.
yeah. The neat thing about Jet, though, is watching him grow from just coming out to the park and riding and hill killing and splashing through some mud puddles to where he's at now. And
I'm impressed.
like, I have no problem admitting, like, you know, I like to get out there and have fun and race and stuff at the local events and everything too. And that kid can just outdrive me. Period.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was an event with Ride Epic here, New Year's.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
Paul
it
Wolf
came
was
down.
there, and Paul Wolf was like, "Oh crap! I thought you was gonna beat me."
Yeah.
He put the hurting on old Iron Man though, but you know.
Well, so Jet was actually the crown holder for Ride Epic's knockout race events.
Yeah.
And they did the New Year's thing, and it actually came down to Jet and Paul Wolf.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, Paul won, but it's only because Iron Man got taken out.
Yeah.
I think Jet was sabotaged. That's my feelings on it. No, I'm joking. It was a good clean race.
Well, I know Rubbin's racing, and
Yeah.
I knew Iron Man took a little bit of a beating. I saw smoke coming off tires, stuff like that, from things rubbing together, but it was definitely awesome. I wished I could have made it to that, but I'm a fair weather guy for one, and I had another event going on I had to be at that I already committed to. But
well,
yeah,
I think that Iron Man went to the hospital and got
it's being
patched
worked on.
up, and maybe at Jetapalooza.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but
I guess people will just have to show up to find out.
That's right. Wait, I got a question.
I got an answer.
Do you?
Maybe.
Are you going to be at Jetapalooza, or are you going to still be down there and working? Because I know my work interferes with what I do. So I'm just curious, Corey.
Well, it's a long drive home. we still got a lot of work to do out here.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's one of those things that it's really important to me. Um, I have this opportunity because of Harden. So
Yeah.
therefore, I try and put my best foot forward at all times.
Heck yeah.
Um, Working for Harden has taught me like securing your future, having fun in the moment now doesn't take care of later on down the road. So make sure that that's taken care of. So if I have to miss out on a little bit of fun right now to make sure that later on down the road everything is where it needs to be at, then that's what I'll do. I hate missing any event at the Loop. I actually really miss home a lot. I miss Harden. I miss Missy. I miss all the patrons at the park, all the regulars. I miss getting to see you and your wife. You know, Jet's been down a few times planning out Jetapalooza.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I get to be there for stuff like that. I did come home recently because I had the surgery for the cancer in my throat, which everything's good on that. But Jared and Jet
Oh,
showed
good.
up the day after I left, and they thought that I was going to be there, just hoping to catch me. So,
Well, that's
uh,
awesome.
but I can say you never know who's going to be there. So
You never know.
you never know.
No,
I
just
know,
a bit.
I know, I know a few people that are showing up that it's going to be a surprise that they're there. So,
Well, that's pretty dang cool. That's that's what's the great thing about having events like that.
well, Jet
But
has a lot of people that support him and back him, and especially in this event.
mm-hmm.
Um, there's a lot of great people in this industry, and there's a lot of great people that come out to the park, and
Yes,
they don't
definitely.
even really come out as a company or anything. They come out just personally to ride and enjoy it and relax and see the scenery.
Sure.
Um, you know, we're up to I think it's almost 1,400 and something acres now of rideable land and trails.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
not
huge.
not to mention, Hardin just expanded the RV and camping area for electrical sites. I think there's a total of 85 or 90 spots now that
Last I saw was 75.
75.
Yeah.
Well, I think he put 10 up by the office
Oh, that's
and
right. He did.
75 in the back field.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
So
lot.
yeah, and then not to mention they also still, even though Loop One isn't there no more, or the original Loop, however you look at it, the Loop Two still has a house that people rent on the weekends too. So everything from there, even though they've been concentrating on building and expanding at the Loop Two, they still wanted to bring that same feel over, and that's what they're trying to do with the events also.
Yep.
Um, I do know that as far as I know, Jetapalooza is actually fixing to have the first freestyle event also
Oh,
that the
really?
Loop has ever had.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, there's going to be, and once again, I told Harden this the other day. He waits until I get a brand new buggy. And now, after a couple years of asking, they are building a backflip wall. So,
I kind of heard something about the backflip wall, but I don't. I wonder where's that going to be? It's got to be on that one hillside. Uh,
uh,
those
I
are
don't know.
always entertaining.
Well, I know that the backflip wall is going to be tied in with the freestyle course. I know that Josh Allman from Hell Yeah Racing and
Mm-hmm.
Jet met up not too long ago. Jet drove down, dropped off a truck and some tractor tires that are going to all be a part of it. I know that uh, Joe Paul only sends. He's another one of them that's just nuttier than a fruitcake, and he's involved in this freestyle event. So I think I've seen him on his lid more than I've seen him on his tires. So
Which one was that?
That'd be Joe Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I
Well, I think
Josh
Josh
is
has
the.
got him beat,
I
but
told Josh last time I saw him, I'm like, dude, why don't you just haul it upside down and just roll it off the trailer onto its wheels? That way the buggy thinks it's been had its time upside down. He thought that was funny.
I told him to just try and figure out a way to put axles on both sides. That way, when he rolls over, he can just keep going.
Drive it off upside down. That's funny.
So,
But yeah, that you got the Jet Full Throttle event, the Freedom Rally, which is yours, and
Slap Nasty
Slap
Entertainment.
Nasty Entertainment, and that looks like that's going to be huge. I mean, they actually rented the park,
Yes.
from what I understand.
Yes.
That's awesome. So you all are taking care of everything, and right? How does that work? Okay.
Basically that works out that you go to slapnastyentertainment.com, you get your ticket, or you can buy your ticket at the gate. We'll bring in our own security. I will be dealing with building the courses.
Okay.
I actually have my own staff of people that I will be bringing in to help run the knockout race. Your partner in crime, actually, Mr. Cody Ayers, is going to be our hype man for our knockout race and announcer.
Okay, well, that's cool.
So,
Yeah, he definitely does that.
Man, look,
he definitely knows how to bring the crowd or get it riled up.
I need everybody to support Cody Ayers in making T-shirts that says more than a little bit. And if you don't know what I mean, I can't really say it on here, but it basically boils down to the PG version of he talks more crap than a little bit. And I feel like he needs T-shirts that says that.
Well, the thing about it is with him, Corey, he doesn't speak anything that isn't the truth.
I don't even know how he comes up with it so quick. Yeah, and it's not like it's planned out.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't speak anything that isn't the truth. It's not.
I think he told me one time he was like 5'10". I don't think that's true. I think he's like 5'6", 5'5", somewhere in there. But
he's a riot. That's all I gotta say about that.
He's famous now due to his interruption of the peaceful protest.
Well, yeah, but all I gotta say is he doesn't speak anything that isn't the truth, and he stands for one thing.
He's definitely something else, and he definitely gets the crowd going.
Here, let me show you something. He's watching.
We get fired. Oh.
Yeah, Cody's awesome. I'm sorry. Yeah. If somebody doesn't like him, they can kiss my butt. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, look, I will be the first one to tell you Cody is an acquired taste.
Yeah.
So it's either one way or the other. Take him, leave him, love him or hate him. But at the end of the day, he's here. It is what it is. Deal with it, people.
He's real.
If you're going to allow just one person to ruin your day, then you probably need to go talk to a shrink because they're living rent free in your head.
There you go.
But there you go. Once we have your all's event, we have
King of the Loop.
King of the Loop knockouts.
Yep.
But then there's actually a special event right after your all's, which is the 2-year anniversary of the Loop 2 opening up.
Yes, and they're going to have fireworks.
Yes.
In the past, I tell you what, I am the type of person that I've been involved with a lot of events, and normally, like the events around the major holidays like that are not the best, but I have the feeling that the Loop 2 has changed all that this year with their following and what they have to offer.
Well, the great thing
So
about it is the anniversary falls on July 5th. So you have July 4th.
right,
So it just makes sense, to be at the Lake of the Ozarks over the holiday weekend because of all the fireworks that are going off, not to mention the fireworks that are going to be at the park.
exactly,
Um,
exactly.
and it's hard telling what Hardin and Missy are going to pull out of the hat for other things to come for that event. I know that it hasn't really been announced and talked too much about just yet,
Uh huh.
but I'm pretty sure it's going to be something spectacular.
Well, I'm sure it will be. Sure, it will be. And then after that 2 year anniversary event, we have the Legends of the. Wait, where'd you go?
The Loop Challenge.
Yeah, I lost you for a
Uh,
second on screen.
yeah, I had a phone call. It's my DoorDasher. My food's here.
Legends.
Uh, the Legends, the Piranha Challenge.
All right, cool. They
So,
they
in which,
they have their event going on too.
yes, in which I do know that they are bringing in a live music artist for their event also. Um, and for
Do
the
you need to
life
go
of
to
me,
the door and get your food?
I'm sitting out on the back porch. They brought it to me.
All right, cool. All
Uh,
right.
I can't remember the gentleman's name right now to save my life just because it popped up on the spot and it's right on the tip of my tongue. But I do know that Rob and Alex are working really hard. They're putting a lot of their own personal time and money into it.
Awesome.
And I also know that they have an arrangement worked out with the park. Um,
Okay.
them personally, they are not taking and walking away with any type of money. Anything that is raised is going right back into
That's
uh,
awesome. That's what.
rewards for racing.
Yeah.
So
That's
everything that they're getting, they're giving back to the racers.
right. That's the way Cody, Wayne, and I are doing it also. So we all love the loop too.
Well, but once you have that, then we roll into September, which brings in the Ride
Right.
for a Reason event in the
Right.
beginning of September.
Right for a reason. Heck yeah.
JT and his crew, great set of people. I first got to see them. Um, I, Missy and Harden actually heard about them holding the event. It was actually last year during the same time that Bryce and John were doing the team knockout races,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually had to go to a Ride for a Reason event to drop off uh, things that the Loop 2 had donated for the
Yep.
silent auction because we found out about it last minute and didn't know. And
Sure.
the Loop 2 Upside Motorsports, they pitched in. I took it down there. I got to meet JT and them, got to talking with them. Um, they support those that have been diagnosed with cancer and they try and help alleviate a little of the stress financially. They're a completely nonprofit organization. Um,
Well,
Altogether, just
that's
great
awesome.
people. Everything is by volunteer work only. Um, so
That's
they'll be
awesome.
coming in. Um, so I'm really excited about that. It took us some time to get all the details worked out and finally get them there. JT came out, rode through the park, looked at it, fell in love with it. He really feels like it's a place that Ride for a Reason can probably make a home and an annual event every year and feel comfortable in the
That's
setting.
awesome. That's
So,
that's what I'm wanting to see. Is everybody doing like an annual event there? That way everybody can mark it on their calendars. You know what I mean? This is where we're going. Within a week or two, we post the events up. So that is
well,
awesome.
and that brings us to the end of September, which is our second annual Jeep invasion
Yep.
at the lake. Susan and her crew will be out once again. I'm pretty sure that we'll have something more than the rock garden and the cars for them to drive over. If you guys missed that, you got to miss Harden getting out there and showing everybody how to do it in the Loop Jeep. Not only
Hey.
did he drive across the cars, he turned around and came right back across them again. He may have broke his shifter hanging on because he got bounced around a little bit, but he made it.
Hey, one thing I have to say about that is fork around and find out.
Yeah. So the Jeep Invasion is actually for disabled veterans,
Yes.
is what it goes towards.
Okay. Well, that's
So
awesome.
that's one thing that I know that we're working more towards is trying to be more involved with special events that actually help certain individuals or are more aimed towards specific illnesses. Um,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, everybody out there and their families have been touched by something or some sort of unfortunate incident or sickness. So everybody always has that need to want to try and, how do I want to word this? They want to feel like they're doing their part in some way
Sure.
because they knew how it felt to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does to me.
I wasn't
So,
trying to, yeah,
yeah,
I'll
I know.
stop.
I know what you mean, Corey. Yeah, I know what you mean, brother.
But
So,
during the Jeep invasion, too, one event has kind of gotten lost due to the dates of the Jeep invasion last year and the Jeep invasion this year.
oh really?
So I would like to point out to everybody that during the Jeep invasion is also Harden's birthday. And it used to be Harden's birthday bash.
Yeah. I think we need to do something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
Let,
we
let, let's
definitely do.
let's talk in private about that. I think we need to do something for Harden.
Hey, he might not like us after that.
Well, well,
Because I really want to get the old
he,
man just
he can
one
get
time
he'll
with the whole cake in the face.
yeah. Well, he'll get over it. He'll get over it.
I mean, I want to get him one that has like the loader that says fork around and find out and then just kind of.
Yeah, I got you, brother.
But
But
September rolls into Missy's Halloween party. Everybody
yeah,
knows how much she loves it and gets into it.
those
Uh,
events haven't been posted yet, but they are coming. I'm sure.
oh,
Yep.
yes. Missy,
So
and which, in case everybody doesn't know, since this is Easter weekend, if you are watching, the Easter egg hunt is still happening. Missy has just moved it to Jet's event since all the kids will already be there.
yeah,
The Easter egg hunt will happen next weekend. So
yeah,
please go to the Loop 2 page and look for the details. That way everybody knows what's
just,
going on. We haven't forgot about the kids, I promise. But with the kids event so close, it
yeah.
was just the best decision for everybody.
So here's the thing. I think the Easter egg hunt. I think it's just is it for the kids? I believe it will
Uh,
probably
I,
be
I think Missy actually has adult Easter eggs too that are going to be hidden.
okay. Well,
Um, I haven't got
well,
a for sure confirmation, but we've been kind of working sun up, sun down, 7 days a week. So I haven't had much
yeah,
time to talk with
sure.
them with their schedule and me being an hour
So
ahead out here. But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Missy has not forgot her adult patrons either. So,
All right. Oh, yep. She just messaged up all adults. Well, I do know that Jetapalooza 2.0 is going to be a very busy event. So hopefully that pops up in between one of the activities that is going on there because it's going to be crazy. And like I said, I wished you could be there, buddy. but like I said, you just never know with things how they work out. We have covered all the events up till the Jeep invasion, and if you want to jump on here again, we can do that. All right.
Hey, anytime, just let me know. We love
You,
supporting the Loop. We love supporting Missy and Harden.
and that's what we're all about, right there. We're supporting the Loop. Um, you know, that's our passion right there. So, anybody else wants to jump in, create an event, let's have a good time. You know what? Reach out to myself on Trail Addiction, or my name is Cody Luchin. Reach out to me or Corey Brewer. We will try to help you out, do what we can. We're going to
Hey,
support everything.
and if you don't know, go to the Loop 2 page up at the very top, scroll over to where it says events, click on it. That way you can mark your calendar, set a reminder.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. All right, Corey, we're at a little over 30 minutes, and I told you 15, but hey, you
time
be
flies
safe.
when you're in good company.
That's right, brother. All right, well, you have a good time. Be safe where you're
I'll
at
try.
down there, and hopefully we see you soon, all right?
Sounds good, buddy. You all have a good weekend with family and friends. Enjoy
Happy
your
Easter.
holiday.
Happy
Happy
Easter.
Easter. And
All right,
happy Easter to all you guys, too.
all right. Take care, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.